So we're down to one last final. And it is the men's high bar. There is Sam Mikulik. One more chance to get an individual medal at a world championship. Take you back to that all-around. He was so close, coming down to the last rotation in third place, and it was the high bar.
And look at that. One hand, it's coming onto the bar in a mixed grip. It's his right hand. It just grabs the bar and then pings off. And heartbreak beyond belief.
And all those chances at the Olympics, fourth, his best finish, individual finals at the World Championships, so close, fourth place. He's at a fourth today, and after he was so close in the all-around final, he described his emotions.
It's just probably the biggest disappointment. I thought this was my year and had it in my grasps and just let it go. Just get pissed off. Just really, my goal is to get individual medals. All around's definitely the one I wanted the most, but I'm just gonna really get fired up and pissed, and I'm gonna go home dying or I'm gonna get a medal. It's one of the two. I'm putting it all out there now.
Well, it's one or the other, and it does come down to this now. So he will be third to go in the high bar final. Got Artur Dalaloyan down at the bottom. He'll be last to go. 5 medals so far. And the last man with 5 medals at a single Worlds, Vitaly Sherbo, in 1991. As we get things underway, first of the 8 here in the high bar, the 22-year-old from Chinese Taipei, Tongcha Hong, competing in his second World Championships.
This is a jam-packed final like we just had on parallel bars. High bar, just a lot of airtime, folks. Going to be flying high. Beautiful execution on that and great flight. Here we go. First major one. Little bit close to the bar, and you saw how his arms bent. That's a deduction. That was far. 3 in a row right here. So exciting. Got to hit the handstands.
Little low on that one.
Another coming up right there. That was excellent. Oh, don't do that.
Bend your knees.
Don't do that. Tongcha Hong, the first of 8 here in the high bar, the last of the apparatus finals, and the final day of competition from Doha.
Just 22 years old. Now performing on horizontal bar, representing the Netherlands, Epke Zonderland.
You heard the name. How about the title? Olympic gold medalist on high bar, 2012, and a 5-time medalist at the World Championships, including 2 golds in 13 and 14.
They call him the Flying Dutchman. And you will see why. Did an easier routine in qualifying. He's going to try to connect these major releases. Oh! Here we go. He'll try to do 2 more. And he's going to do it. Awesome. Oh, baby. Handstands.
Oh, that's very low on that one. That one shot over the bar a little bit too.
Oh, baby, though. But those release elements done in combination, and this is one of the cleanest routines and a stick. Epke. Oh my goodness. His longtime rival Fabian Hambuchen came up with the gold medal in Rio, but what a tremendous routine. Look at this, that huge release and another one connected together. Look at the arms straight afterwards. This skill called a Gaylord, named after the great Mitch Gaylord. He did that in combination as well. Epke wasn't even for sure that he was going to make it to the World Championships. His wife was ready to give birth. Finally, the child came, and he said he got to spend 6 days of glory with that little guy.
Baby boy, Bert. What? just watching, it's tough to keep up with that routine. And the oohs and the ahs just grow in the crowd.
It's tremendous. I mean, everybody around the world loves this guy. He really revolutionized the sport. You know, other gymnasts have done these skills together, but to be able to do it, you know, in a world or an Olympic final.
All right, that's not a good angle. I'm dizzy.
Yeah. Really, really tough stuff. I think in a lot of ways the second release combination was the better of the two. I think we're looking at this in a little bit faster of a speed.
You sure?
Yeah, and kind of going up and down like this is,
This might be worse than a roller coaster.
I gotta look away.
Double. He fights for that. That's a stick.
Wow.
When you got as many titles as he does, after a routine like that, wow.
By the way, Tong Chao Hong from Chinese Taipei, 14.266. So that's not going to factor in terms of this number. Yeah, exactly. 15-1 for Sunderland. Looking for another world title.
Oh, wow.
Try to top that. And guess who will next? Sam McCulloch down to his final opportunity to medal at the World Championships in an individual event. Yeah, other athletes just saying, man, that was off the charts.
Kind of like when Simone is tumbling,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But before the competition, if you were to ask me what individual event Sam has the best shot on, unquestionably, it would be high bar.
Remember, this is where the mistakes took place in that last rotation in the all-around.
In qualifying, though, I believe he had the second highest score, right behind the King Kohei Uchimura. Got two big releases. Gorgeous. One more, he'll do it in tuck. Excellent. Another big release right here. Huge air. And this is where the error occurred on the second one. Grab the bar, and he does. Pretty good handstand position. Well, this is so far an absolutely medal-worthy routine.
Just.
And he can so oftentimes just rock that landing perfect. Beautiful.
But terrific up until then, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
Stellar. Just gorgeous. He's been for years one of the best in the world. This first release skill, look at the form as he's grabbing the bar. Perfect legs, his toes remain pointed. He'll do another one, but he'll bend his knees on this one. That's intentional. Once again, great regrasp.
I bet you he would do anything to take this routine right here and just take it back a few days.
Yeah, well,
would have been a world all-around medalist for sure.
Absolutely, that was the skill right there. You see him really, well, I did anyways, really be conscious about grabbing that second hand and squeezing. It's going to be a big number. And going to put him in contention without question.
the 14.5 range is what we saw from him in the qualifying. The team, you know, he had the problems in the all-around. Sunderland, that big number, 15.1. Here you go, 14.533 into second place.
And it's good. It's good. The one liability he has at this point in time is that he's early up in the lineup again, and scores, if they do anything, they tend to escalate.
So 5 competitors left and some big names among them, including this man, the 22-year-old from China, Zhao Rutong, who has been so good, including that second place finish in the all-around. technically. The effort in the team.
From China, Xiao Guoteng.
And his number in the qualifying here, 14.433.
Well, we showed the falls of Sam from the all-around. Zhao Tung, he actually fell in the team finals on this event, and it happened on this skill right here. Big air, it's called a Lukin. Gorgeous. Keeps his elbow straight. Sometimes when you're close, hard to do that. Very good exercise, and that right there is a very big deduction. At least 3, if not 5/10 of a point low on the angle. Another one right here. Once again, away from that handstand.
Well, that was beautiful.
Yes, it was.
But unfortunately, that's not going to erase those 2 errors that he had. Again, not huge, no falls, no major errors, but when you are competing against the top 8 in the world and the results are so close, you can't afford to have handstands like that.
Won that all-around title last year in Montreal. In the absence of Kohei Uchimura, who is back but is not 100% healthy. We will see him a little later on in this final, though.
Some of his releases. This one, so a laid out reverse heck with a full twist. And I said, it's a Lukin, not the one sitting next to me. Her dad, Valery, Olympic great for the Soviet Union.
Yeah, no chance I could have done that skill.
All of the releases, excellent. Let's look at this one. He needs to finish the skill in a handstand, and it's not even close.
No, his toes just don't even shoot up to the ceiling. Instead, just completely out and forward instead.
Reputation oftentimes can help the viewing for the judge.
But I don't know how you could have, how you could miss the...
Yeah, it's at least 3/10 of a point, but could have been 5/10. I don't think they'll do that. But this routine should not finish ahead of Sam Mikulak and Epka.
Mikulik's number 14.533. Sam relaxes, and he can continue to relax, at least for the moment. 13.9, and Zhao Rutong nods the head, says, yep, that's what I deserve.
Yeah, they got it right. So glad to see that.
Epka Zunderland with that amazing performance and a number over 15, still the leader. But just about midway through here as we move on to the 22-year-old from Zagreb, Tin Srbic, who went to the World Championships last year and won the high bar title in Montreal. First gymnast from Croatia, male or female, to win a world title.
Did a super clean routine there, and he'll need that here. Doesn't do the traditional huge releases that we saw from Zonderland, for example, or Mikulak, but he does 3, actually gonna do 4 in a row right there.
Wow.
That was pretty darn great. The final last year at Worlds, pretty nice. Stoop full to handstand, was very error prone. He delivered a great exercise. This is competitive, absolutely.
So the defending champ doesn't want to give up his title easily. Tin Srbic, Croatian Athlete of the Year in 2017 from that effort at the World Championships. And so we'll continue. We'll get his number. You've got 3 more still to come, including the king, Kohei Uchimura, and Artur Dalaloyan. He'll be the last to go. And we'll see where Sam Mikulak sits on the leaderboard after the numbers for Srbic. What an effort from Sam all the way to the end. Oh, so close on that landing. Will he medal for the first time? We'll see. Team Servic from Croatia. 14.500, and that is shy of what Sam Mikulik has right now. He's into third place. And it was close.
Really close.
Wow. Mikulik 14.533.
And third's going to be a tough position for him to stay in with just a few more people to go. But, of course, King Kohei qualified in first place with a 14.6.
But a number bigger than that so far here in the final for Epke Zonderland from the Netherlands, who leads over Mikulik and Servic.
Next, on horizontal bar from China, Deng Shudi.
The 27-year-old veteran from China, Deng Shudi, an Olympic team bronze medalist back in Rio. Bronze medalist on high bar at the Worlds in 2015.
Nice combination right there. Great handstand. Trying to minimize the deductions. He'll try to connect again.
And you see his coach standing there. That is not a deduction as long as he doesn't touch him.
Pretty good. He knows he needs to really whack this one out of the park. Dismount a little early on that tap. And tosses his body out really far from the bar, and it decreases the rotation a little bit.
7 years old. Thumbs up from his fans.
Well, it's another great routine, no question about that. But
Been a heck of an event final, hasn't it?
Oh, my goodness.
And really all across the board on every single event, it's really come down to just a few tenths to make that podium.
And how will they split them?
I saw some form on these routines. Look right there, the legs coming apart. You know, sometimes it was really nice. Put together a lot of release combinations. But right there, look at that pause. Kind of had to bend his elbows just a hint, and you need to maintain rhythm. And as I said, the tap for that, the preparation was a little early, and see, he almost flies all the way over that first landing mat.
How do you like this? Deng Shudi's gymnastics hero is the next competitor.
Well, the next competitor is the hero of most of these guys out here.
Yeah. He's considered the next competitor. Kohei Uchimura is considered the greatest of all time in the sport. He had a run of 8 major titles in the world, 6 world all-around and 2 Olympic all-around titles. Could not defend his world streak with an injury last year in Montreal.
Zonderland on top. Deng Shudi 14.066, so into 5th place. So you've got Sam Mikulik sitting in 2nd place with 2 more men to go on the high bar. But those 2 men, the greatest of all time, and one that's got 5 medals at the World Championships this time around already.
Craziness.
And everybody watching, including the athletes here.
Representing Japan, Kohei Uchimura.
As Kohei Uchimura steps up, the 29-year-old. Here he is.
Big releases, similar to Sam, but this one gorgeous without any twists. Now he'll do another one with a full twist. And that was excellent. Very hard to finish near a handstand on that skill. And that one, great. Another good handstand position. Oh!
And that's why he's the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I don't think he's really going to challenge for that top spot, but I would say that will knock Sam down one notch. He'll still be in that bronze medal position, but that was tremendous.
And really it comes down to difficulty. Epke had a 6.8, so add on the 10.0, 16.8 potential starting value.
Kohei in the qualifying did a 16.4.
Difficulty.
Look at this though. Oh, takes your breath away. He does 3 of those elements. I'll tell you though, if I was judging this routine, this one alone, I don't have enough deductions to bring him below Epke. I don't. But, you know, I'm not on the floor.
Which of the two, though, would you say was better? Forget about taking off deduction, taking points off.
You know, to me, it's completely, they're different styles. You know, you have Kohei, who is just the epitome of beautiful in class and the technique, and then you have Epke, who is just a daredevil. I mean, there's skills that and combinations that nobody else in the world is doing.
Yeah, it should be close.
I mean, that landing on a ligament injury, his right ankle, about a month ago, just here to help Japan, 14.8. So it's not enough to challenge Sunderland at the top, but it does bump Sam Mikulik down.
There's your standings.
Kohei Uchimura, the wait to watch him because he wasn't competing in the all-around and in the other event finals, and everybody just got their chance and comes up shy of the top spot, but into that silver medal position. So for Sam Mikulik, he is in 3rd place. If he's going to win an individual medal, how many times have we said this? It comes down to this one routine.
You know what? I'm going out on a ledge here, but I think Sam Mikulik is going to win his first ever world medal, and it's going to be bronze. This guy has done so much, but I would say he has got to do more difficulty in this final than he typically does.
Artur Delaloyan, the all-around champ.
Gorgeous. But you see, there's no twists on these. So only flipping. Really nice.
Oh my God.
And that means
Sam Mikulik is going to win a medal at the World Championships. And heartbreak for Delaloyan, who's already got 5 medals.
so maybe not that heartbreaking.
True. In the moment, at least.
Yes, no, I know exactly what you mean. I mean, he is a fierce competitor, but he has picked up a lot of hardware in the biggest title, the men's all-around. What an athlete this guy is, and what a championships for him. He had the heartbreak in the team finals, falling off parallel bars.
Appreciation from Sunderland, that last man to go, and after, again, the fatigue of doing all he's done this week, emotionally, physically, Delaloyan comes down to the last one.
But just a tremendous week for him. And so emotional. You know, going from such disappointment, having that fall, to becoming the greatest gymnast in the world.
Beautiful start. Nice release. But once again, not quite as difficult as what we've seen from some of the other athletes.
Yeah, think about the emotions of this week for him. The team event, and so close, and the mistake, coming back, winning the all-around, being the top man in the world.
Well, this is so weird because I think that he had a mental break because he just was repeating that element, which has no value at all.
And that indecision, realizing what you're doing in the moment, may have caused that?
Absolutely. I mean, you can't do that. You can do it, but you don't get any points for it. You can only get deductions. And, a mental break at that point in time, because he certainly was doing the exact same element again.
12-6, 6-6, and that's 8th place. Last place for Dallaloyen, who's already captured 5 medals. And it is Epke Zonderland of the Netherlands, top man once again at the World Championships. The king, Kohei Uchimura, captures the silver. And yes, the wait is over for Sam Mikulik. He wins an individual medal at the World Championships. It's a bronze.
And they got the results right, in my opinion. I thought that was what an amazing high bar final. And Sam, just so happy for him.
Absolutely.
It's never easy for an athlete. You go through that, and you're so close, and your whole focus is on trying to make it to the podium. And he came back in the individual finals and captures a medal. Zonderland Uchimura. And he'll stand on the podium next to the king and Sam Mikulik, the bronze medal. Congratulations to that man. So the competition wraps up. It has been some week at the World Championships in Doha. Simone Biles once again reigning supreme, winning a total of 6 medals. Tomorrow you can watch an encore presentation of the women's team event and men and women's all-around. It comes your way on NBC at 3 o'clock Eastern. Till then, for Nastia Lukin, Tim Daggett, I'm Terry Gannon. Goodbye, everyone, from the coverage taking place in Doha.